Well, hey there, Internet. This is Steve at 1000 Year Home. So if you're just tuned in, my deal is I'm building a house out of modern materials and the materials found on my homestead that I believe will last 1,000 years. So I'm using earth bag, I'm using the steel containers around me, I'm using cedar. And today's episode is finishing up the matched cedar cabinets. And these cabinets are in the middle of the container. And I'm building these as a stiffening structure in that above me will be the walkout that goes onto the balcony on the top. So the house will be in a Santa Fe Mission style house, and then it'll have exit through the Great Hall to the top, and it'll be poured concrete. In addition, I'm catching all my water from the roof, and I'll divert that water into a cistern. So the roof has to be strong. And to do that, I'm stiffening the middle part of the house with these matched cabinets. Now, these cabinets serve a function, storage for the bathroom, but they also are beautiful, and they're built out of 4x4. So this one here is nearly completed. It just has a few odds and ends, but this one's still in the raw. And today's episode will be completing that particular cabinet, so that I have the matched cabinets completed. When that is done, I will be 75% of the way through this house. So, and these have taken me quite a while to engineer. Some of the wood I bought, and some I've cut myself. So it's taken me quite a while to get all that done. But the rest of this episode is making these matched cabinets. And thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I hope that you see something new. I should say I don't try to shoot for educational or entertainment. Rather, this is just a video journal of what I do. Mostly as a memory for myself. I might build more of these houses, and I want to recall my decisions as I go forward. So not everything I do will be successful, but at least you could take a look at what I do and see if it's for you. All right, thank you much. Enjoy the rest of the show. Bye. Hard to work with store-bought lumber. One, they don't care. So this is where the strapping went. Damaged this board. Listen, I've talked to, there are no such thing as a store manager that can give you a discount. You wait around for an hour for somebody to come up and shrug their shoulders. But it's dirty, it's damaged. They're straight enough that I can make joined shelves out of them. But I am definitely, I sawmill with if you've been watching my channel, with a chainsaw. I can't cut this long and straight enough. But you could see that Spanish Mission vibe, which is rough, right? And rugged and pioneer. It works for that. But for those of you doing, let's say, a high-end Georgian or something, you know, this would be inappropriate. But for mine in the Southwest, this will be beautiful. But there you go. You know, I got every one of these boards is a different story, and everyone needs its own help. And I'm going to turn that into shelves here in just a second. So those who've been watching for a little while, you've probably seen me already build these shelves in this cabinet. So I need to make some more for this cabinet here, as well as finish it up so that I can finish the roof. And these cabinets are load bearing. They're going to carry the concrete down the center of the shipping container, and they're going to add the rigidity that I need to build a exit to a patio on top of the connexes. So there'll be a poured roof up here. If you've been watching for a while, you'll know that I seldom, if ever, pull a tape measure. In the year that I've had this house, I'm going to tell you I pulled a tape measure less than 100 times. Probably less than 50 times. Template. So I cut a template out. Since these are not dimensional lumber, they're rough cut. Each board has a different flavor. Some of them have different thicknesses, different lengths. So, you know, I make a rough cut. And some of them have a taper. That end is right being crooked. And you know, this is how I do it. And I happen to know that the front part of this is too long. So I just ignore it. Don't worry about it. It's no alarm necessary. All right. And what I do is I take my my angle grinder and I grind these in to the dimensions that I need. So there's shelf one, right? I'll cut that out, this out, right? And it really helps me to build some high quality. My joints are not half bad. Sometimes they're right on. You would think I had built them inside of a shop with properly scoped gauges and properly laid out saws. And nope, I'm hand building all of this off grid, literally. So it gives me 1, 2, 3 shelves, and then I'll glue them together. And I hold on to my templates. What I'm going to do, I'll say shelf template. How about that? Because I might make these same things in the next connex for my kitchen to hold my pots and pans. And then I'll save that. Shelf template. Boopity. So, the last time I was building shelves, I pulled this blade out early and I put a little bend in it. Not real happy with that bend, I'll tell you that. What I did, I pulled it out and I went dunk, and then I bent the blade just like that. I don't like that. Alright, safety glasses. But I straightened it by hand, and it's straight enough for government work. I don't like to sweep, so I try to catch all the sawdust as I'm making the mess.
11/16. Let's look at that. Oh yeah, little bit of play there. All right, well, see, I want them deep enough there. What's going on here? That if I need to sand it, I won't be hitting the screw head. So there's a method to my madness, even though those will countersink themselves. If I need to trim that to fit, I don't want it to be in the way. So I could trim that side. I know the screw doesn't go that deep, but this side I want, if I need a little bit of grinding, I can do it. That's what I'm doing there. A little bit of countersinking for my protection. All right. Scooched around a little bit. Let's do this so I get two perfectly good countersink holes here. So I watched a couple of videos on what's the best glue, and I tell you, this Elmer's, this old Elmer's, got it going on, man. I know for joining these shelves, it'll last 1,000 years. And if some kid or somebody gets in there and decides to stack way too much heavy stuff inside a cabinet, these will be able to handle it. That happens. I had a cabinet come off a wall, and we were playing cards one night, we look up and there's a cabinet dangling 2 inches off the wall. Turned out we put like 900 pounds of dishes in that cupboard down through the years without really thinking about it. It happens. I stopped what I was doing. Everybody had to watch me clean up. I told them to all get out of the kitchen. I scared that cabinet come down and crush somebody. Everybody wanted to help. I didn't want anybody there getting crushed. I'm old, made of old soldier parts, and I don't know, expendable. All right. Do I worry too much about the overrun? I do not, because I sand it right off. Sand it right off. Would I run it through a planer? I don't have a planer. Alright. I liked that. Put some bolts in it. You still recording over there, Internet? Yeah. Thank you for hanging on. Everybody's hanging out with me on this beautiful day. I don't know, you could be watching it years from now. But thank you for watching it years from now. Them bad boys are tight now, right? Alright, shelf one. You likey? Me likey.